So why exactly aren't they shooting at all at this particular moment?
It's completely unmanned.
Right now, the Ukrainian armed forces are powerfully smashing the Russians. All the drones are hitting their targets precisely. The Milovo airport is burning down. One of the largest factories is shutting down for good. The railway is wrecked, and the airports are blocked again. The Russians are whining at full volume. The air defense is deliberately not shooting down the drones. Chaos has engulfed Russia. Putin has fallen into despair. Zelensky has announced round-the-clock strikes on the enemy. Watch till the end to learn more about this. Hello, this is Ukraine Today. I'm Darina Hutsakalo, and here are the latest events. Unknown drones threw a real disco party in Russia. A fiery night in the Rostov region followed by a blazing morning. A flare show in the sky.
Can't you clearly see it? Look! It's right there! It's precisely located right there, in plain sight!
The drones attacked the critically important military airfield in Milovo. The occupiers use it as a base for frontline aviation, which carries out missions to support Russian infantry. Judging by the footage, there's little left of the airfield. Where is it? Come on!
Go.
Stop!
People counted more than 10 loud explosions. Air defense shot down 5 drones in the area of the village of Chervony Sad, 5 kilometers south of Bataisk. A fire broke out at the crash site. The siren was turned on only after the strikes had already ended.
However, the airfield is no stranger to heavy destruction. This is not the first strike here. Late in the evening on the 23rd of December last year, Russian telegram channels reported a drone attack in the Rostov region, specifically in the Milovo area. At that time, striking videos were immediately leaked online.
Now, training aircraft are flying. Right now. Oh, there the explosions are echoing all over the place.
It is known that a fire of unprecedented scale broke out immediately at the site of the strike. Everything was burning. Russian propagandists tried to hide the losses.
The Ukrainians attacked with about 12 drones. Milovo Airfield. The previous incidents occurred without any personnel or equipment losses.
The Russians are also having bad luck with a number of other strategically important sites. Drones once again destroyed the railway in Bataisk. The Ukrainian side hinted at the beginning of serious problems for the occupiers.
Closer to morning, the railway junction in the city of Bataisk was attacked. Explosions and fires on the ground have been recorded. The extent of the damage to the railway infrastructure is being clarified.
And that's not all. A massive attack on another region of the Russian Federation. Good drones delivered fresh cotton to the AT. The Novokubishevsk Petrochemical company in the Samara region.
That's a drone.
Drones are flying, Russian air defense is taking a break, and the locals are getting nervous.
Oh my, I can't see my mom. Why aren't they shooting? Oh, come on.
We can advise Russians not to get nervous. The drones know the way well. The day before, they had already successfully struck the facility.
A repeated attack on the joint stock company Novokubishevsk Petrochemical company, one of the largest producers in the gas processing sector. Petrochemicals and organic synthesis in Russia and Eastern Europe.
According to Ukrainian OSINT channels, the enterprise is part of the production chain of the Russian military-industrial complex. Its products are used as raw materials for the production of explosives, for artillery shells, aerial bombs, and other munitions. So the drones chose a legitimate target. The last time Ukrainian forces struck this petrochemical company was on the 14th of June of this year.
Facilities of ATN&C in Russia's Samara region were hit.
However, videos speak louder than words. A column of smoke and a massive fire can be seen from dozens of kilometers away.
Not bad at all, damn.
Such action really rattled the nerves of the Russians, and this time the airspace was closed again.
The restrictions on arrivals and departures of aircraft at Samara Kurumok Airport have been lifted.
However, this is just the beginning. This was hinted at by the president of Ukraine himself, who made a bold statement calling on our military to strike Russia. Even harder,
You must ensure a significant increase in the frequency and range of our use of drones against Russian targets. Every site in Russia that Moscow uses for weapons production must become accessible to our defense forces.
so we can expect even more explosive news about new strikes reaching the most remote corners of Russia. There's definitely nowhere to hide. And while Ukrainian drones are already feeling right at home, in Moscow, attack after attack, Russians are complaining, while the local authorities pretend that everything is under control. However, it's now impossible to keep hiding the hits on these high-value targets. We'll tell and show you what's really happening in the Russian capital in just a moment.
One o'clock at night, Moscow isn't.
Sleeping peacefully.
This is one of Moscow's district, Zelenograd, not far from Sheremetyevo Airport. Planes aren't flying at this time because the sky is occupied by dim unknown drones. There it is flying. I see it. There it appears. Muscovites are probably very happy about such guests because in every video they're shouting at the top of their lungs.
Oh, it completely hit the building right on target.
That's
Meanwhile, at Moscow airports, they are implementing the plan Kovir, which means carpet. In the streets of the Russian capital and its outskirts, air defense systems are being activated, the local authorities warn. Debris starts falling on the heads of Muscovites.
That's 5 hits. That's 5 hits.
Every voice matters. Join our community, support independent journalism, and help us bring you the truth from Ukraine. Become a member of Ukraine Today. Join us now.
And in these shots, you can see one of the strikes on a residential building. Off-camera, Russians themselves admit that they don't hear the sound of a drone before the strike. Most likely that's because the building was hit by a missile from Russia's own air defense system. This is evidenced by the absence of drone noise, the speed, and the aftermath, since only the windows were damaged. Later, Mikron itself in Russia stated that all this was the result of drone debris falling. They were allegedly shot down over the Moscow region at night. Supposedly, there are approximately 20 such specialized facilities located within the city of Zelenograd, a place that has, for many years now, been consistently referred to by the Russians themselves as the undisputed center of microelectronics. This designation reflects its profound importance and strategic role in the nation's technological landscape.
It is precisely here, within this vital hub, that the esteemed Research Institute of the Russian Federation is prominently situated. This highly regarded institute is deeply and actively engaged in conducting profound and fundamental studies in the intricate and complex field of semiconductor physics,
contributing significantly to the advancement of scientific knowledge and technological development. There is also the Micron microelectronics plant, which came under sanctions back in 2022 for working for the Russian army. And here's what they say about themselves.
When our Mir space station was launched into orbit in the 1980s, it was literally stuffed with chips from the Micron plant. They made up 80% of all the station's electronics. And 2 years later, they successfully took off and landed Siburan. And once again, the main supplier of microchips for its onboard systems was the Zelensky plant.
This year, there have already been strikes on Micron. Drones hit the central building in May of this year. However, whether it was the target this time is unknown. So far, Ukrainian special services have not commented on the information. Overall, drones have been attacking the Moscow region for the third day in a row. Alina Matvichuk, Vikna STB program. The only news.
Meanwhile, Ukraine has grand plans not only for drone strikes, but also for ballistic missiles and, what's more, domestically produced ones. Meanwhile, Ukraine has grand plans not only for drone strikes. This weapon no longer warns, but strikes silently and inevitably. One flash, and the enemy is already in panic. What was still classified yesterday is now wiping enemy positions off the map. No chance, no mercy. Share your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button under the video, and stay up to date with the main news. There are already over 440,000 of us subscribed. More to come. See you soon!